was a lovely old gentleman that lived in this parish years ago. We used to call him Alice Chambers. And he had one. This is an Alice Chalmers. Looks as if it's a four-wheel drive. Is it, Mr. Driver? He's nodded his age once, so I presume that means yes. Alice Chalmers. Barber's Open. All these breeds are mates gone. Another international. Any idea what year? No. 1940? 42. He gave me the victory sign on foot because it was produced in the war. A Caterpillar tractor. 1942 international tractor. Then we got the Fortune Major. How do you do, Mr. Nolan? How are you? Now this is one of these coal tractors. When they came out, before that they had the old standard Fortune tractor. But then they developed this one, and it was a bit high. Some people didn't usually like it. But Phil, he still loves it. In fact, I think he used to have a couple. Now this is the standard Fortune coming next. This was the earlier product. And these wonderful tractors, mainly this sort of area is a response to war out in the 1940s. When World War II was declared, and a lot of tractors were brought over from the States to help us everywhere. Lots and lots of areas which have never been cultivated before. Lorry, I was used to carry about a ton or 30 on the way. And then of course the Harrison Miners Club. This is a local firm. Harrison Miners was one of the transport firms. It was two that were sort of born in this parish. There's W.F. Miners and Sons and Harrison Miners. Harrison Miners eventually ended up being managed and run by Brian Harris. And when he was sold up a couple of years ago, some of his lorries were kept in the pristine condition that Brian always insisted that they were kept in. They would travel between Devon and Cornwall, the northeast, the northwest and Scotland, and every time they were brought back, they had to be re-cleaned. He never let his lorries go on the road unless they were in tip-top condition. He was proud of his business, and unfortunately, they had to, under pressure, they had to give up the business. But that was one of the lorries that has survived under the Harrison Miners colours of green, red and white. And there is another tractor unit of an articulated lorry here on show here today as well. And I think it's pretty wonderful that these people nurture these bits of our heritage and are prepared to bring them out at their own expense and rally them and show them, as in fact is happening in front of you today. The length and breadth of the country, there are hundreds of vintage rallies when cars, motorbikes, push bikes, stationary engines, tractors, fire engines, you name it, it all gets brought out and rallied in very, very good condition. Some of these are found in a very bad condition and always of labour in making spare parts, refurbishing the bodywork of them, and I think it is a tribute to these. I think you can only call them enthusiasts. Other than that, we call them nutters because they put hours and hours at it. They spend an awful lot of money devoted to trying to keep these wonderful items alive and working, and so that the likes of us can sit here and stand here and enjoy. So many, many thanks to you all for turning it out in such a brilliant display. We're next going to have the grand parade of prize-winning horses and ponies. We don't expect the sheep farmers to bring the sheep in, although from time to time they have, and sometimes that causes a bit of hilarity. But we're going to have, when the steamers leave the field, followed by this wonderful display of machinery, we will have the grand parade of horses and ponies. I hope that all the competitors for the Widecombe Public Novelty Race have gone up to the top of Great Close, because according to me, your transport will be leaving in about 2 minutes' time to take you somewhere along the skyline for the Widecombe Public Novelty Race. Some of them will have difficulty hearing you, ladies and gentlemen, but we can show your appreciation to the wonderful display of vintage artifacts that are in front of you in the main ring today. Extra history to just cut my way. Harrison Miner's lorry was brought there from in 1960. The gentleman that went to fetch it 46 years ago unfortunately died last week. But as a tribute to him, my relic was maintained all those years, and a tribute to Brian Harris and his family as well. So the gentleman will be buried this week. The gentleman that fetched that lorry from the manufacturers 46 years ago. What a tribute to him, and a tribute to everybody else who's driven it and maintained it, looked after it and so on. When Uncle Tom probably feels that the vehicles have cleared the field, then I will ask him to lead in the parade of prize-winning horses and ponies.